Hello, my friends. How are you? If you are new here, I highly recommend you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell down to not miss a single one of our new lesson. And give to us some support by hitting like button. There is no doubt. Our lessons will help you to improve your English fluency. And good luck learning English. Lesson 22. Olaf writes a letter from Oxford, 1. September 3, 20. Olaf wrote this letter home. The first part consisted of purely personal matters, so that has been left out. He continues. But I want to tell you about the pleasantest time I have had since I came to England. John, Mr. Priestley's son, invited me to Oxford for a weekend. He's an undergraduate there. He loves Oxford and seems to know all about it. He met me at the station and took me to the guest room at his college where I was to stay during my visit. Then we went to his rooms. They are on one side of the quadrangle, up a little narrow stairway with the number of his room and his name, 47J Priestley, painted neatly on the wall in white letters. He has a big study, with a desk, bookcase, with lots of books in it, armchairs, cupboards, reading lamp, and some pleasant drawings of Oxford on the walls. It looked very comfortable, I must say. He has also a bedroom and a tiny kitchen where he can make tea or coffee if he has friends in his rooms. He took wine glasses from the cupboard and we had a glass of sherry and then went out to see Oxford. Nearly all the students are on vacation just now, but we saw a few of them about. They were wearing black gowns and queer-looking caps, not at all like the caps that our students at UPS or Lund wear. Some of the gowns looked very old and even rather ragged, and I asked John if these students were very poor and couldn't afford new gowns. He laughed and said that undergraduates, especially those who had just come up, tried to get old, torn-looking gowns so that people would think they had been in Oxford for years. One student passed us, looking rather worried and wearing a black suit under his gown, a white collar and a white bow tie. One student passed us, looking rather worried and wearing a black suit under his gown, a white collar and a white bow tie. John said they had to wear that dress when they were taking an examination, and that unhappy-looking student was either going to or coming from the examination room. We went into some of the colleges, through the quadrangle and gardens and into the dining halls and chapels. The colleges are where the students live and they all have dinner together in the big dining halls. Most of the halls are wonderful, especially the Hall of Christ Church. This is the biggest, at least as far as buildings are concerned, and, perhaps, the most magnificent of the colleges. Its chapel is the Cathedral of Oxford. This is a much older building than the college and had originally been an abbey, the Abbey of St. Fritzwide. St. Fritzwide is a Saxon saint who died in AD 750 and is buried under the floor of the cathedral. The college was founded by Cardinal Wolsey in the 16th century. His hat and his chair are there in the college, but before Wolsey could finish the college he fell from power and died in disgrace, and the building was completed by King Henry VIII. All round the hall are portraits of great men who have been members of the college: Wolsey himself, Sir Philip Sidney, William Penn, who founded Pennsylvania, John Wesley, John Locke, Ruskin, Sir Robert Peel, Gladstone, Sir Anthony Eden. Christ Church gave England 5 prime ministers in a single century, and a great many other famous people. These men are merely from one college, and there are 26 other colleges. So there are many other great names connected with Oxford: Shelley, Dr. Johnson, Sir Christopher Wren, Dr. Arnold and his son, the poet Matthew Arnold, Cecil Rhodes, Gibbon, and dozens of others. I should think nearly every great man in England must have been at Oxford, though John admitted that a few had been at Cambridge. One of the portraits in Christ Church that interested me very much was that of Charles Dodgson, better known as Lewis Carroll, the writer of the most delightful of all children's books, Alice in Wonderland. Alice belongs to Oxford, for it was told to the little daughter of Liddell, Dean of Christ Church, during an excursion up the river to Godstow, and I think it is characteristic of the odd things you meet with in Oxford that it was written, not by a typical children's author, but by a lecturer in mathematics at Oxford. There is a story that Queen Victoria was so charmed with Alice in Wonderland that she gave orders that the next book by this writer should be sent to her. In due course it arrived, and was, The Condensation of Determinants, a new and brief method of computing arithmetical values. While we were talking, a scholarly-looking man in a cap and gown walked past and smiled at John. As he walked away I said, "Surely he's not an undergraduate." John, "No, that's my tutor." Olaf, "What is a tutor?" John, "The tutorial system is one of the ways in which Oxford and Cambridge differ from all the other English universities. Every student has a tutor, and as soon as you come to Oxford one of the first things you do is to go and see your tutor. He, more or less, plans your work, suggests the books you should read and sets work for you to do, for example an essay to write. Each week you go to him in his rooms, perhaps with 2 or 3 other students, and he discusses with you the work that you have done, criticizes in detail your essay and sets you the next week's work. Olaf, "Does the tutor also give lectures?" John, "Yes, he may." Olaf, "But aren't lectures given by the professors?" John, "Yes, though professors don't give a great many lectures. They are often appointed not so much to do teaching work as to carry on research in their particular subjects." Olaf, "Can you go to any lecture you like, no matter whether it is by a tutor or professor of your college or not?" John, "Yes. Lectures are organized not by the colleges but by the university, and so any member of the university may attend, for all students are members of a college and of the university. The result is that where you get a famous professor, like, say, Lord David Cecil, who lectures in English literature, you will often find that his lecture room is crowded. A dull professor may have only a handful of students." Olaf, "You said that lectures were organized by the university. Where is the university?" John, "It must seem rather strange to you, but there isn't really any university at Oxford as there is, for example, at Manchester or Bristol or Edinburgh. Oxford, like Cambridge, is a collection of colleges, each self-governing and independent. The university is merely an administrative body that organizes lectures, arranges examinations, gives degrees, etc. The colleges are the real living Oxford, and each has its own character and individuality. For example, most of the men at Queen's College come from the north of England, those at Jesus College from Wales. Brasenose has a high reputation for its rugger, Magdalen for its rowing men. But remember that there are students of all kinds in each college. I mean, you don't get all science students at one college, all law students at another. Every college has its arts men and its science men, its medical students and its engineers. Every student, of course, follows his own course of study, but he gains a lot from living among those who represent all other branches." Olaf, "I saw in the porch of one college some notices about societies. There seem to be quite a lot of societies." John, "There are dozens of them: dramatic societies, language clubs, philosophy societies, rowing, boxing, political clubs of all colors, cinema clubs, in fact, for almost every activity under the sun. Each society arranges for a leading expert in his subject to come and talk to its members. So in term time you get a regular stream of politicians, musicians, poets, painters, film producers, and so on. In a way, I think we probably get more out of talking and listening at these clubs and societies than from any other side of university life. The best known society, I suppose, is the Union, a debating club, a sort of training ground for our future statesmen. The next time you come to Oxford you must come in term time and I'll take you to one of the debates. You'll hear some attempts, not always very successful, by young speakers to be witty. But you'll hear, too, some first-class debating, and if you look round the walls of the Union at the photographs there, you'll see what a number of our greatest statesmen were once president of the Oxford Union." Olaf, "There's another tutor, I suppose, that man in the cap and gown with those two men in bowler hats behind him. John, no, he's a proctor. And the two men behind him are bulldogs. The proctor's job is to keep discipline, to see that students aren't out after midnight, or aren't driving a car without having first received permission from the proctor. Olaf, what punishment can the proctor give? John, students can be fined a sum of money, or, for a very serious offense, they can be expelled. Olaf, and the bulldogs, what are they for? John, they are to catch the student if he tries to run away before his name can be taken. Olaf, by the way, what are you studying? It's medicine, isn't it? You're going to be a doctor. John, as a matter of fact, I'm not. That was the idea when I came here, but my interest has always been in language learning and language teaching, and so I changed from medicine to modern languages. I'm in my last year now. Olaf, what do you want to do when you leave Oxford? John, what I should like more than anything else would be to start a school in Oxford for teaching English to foreign students. And if I could get some Olafs and Jans and Fridas there, I should be very happy. Olaf, I think they'd be very happy, too, to study English in Oxford. Well, I wish you luck. John, thanks, Olaf. But let's walk on again. You've hardly seen any of the colleges yet. Continued in Lesson 24. Exercises. Exercise 1. Use the following words and phrases in sentences. Undergraduate, afford, portrait. Sherry, originally, connected with. Queer looking, in disgrace, in due course. Personal, power, merely. Ragged, it is characteristic of, criticize. In detail, activity, appoint. Expert, research, politician. Organize, gain, offense. Exercise 2. Answer these questions. 1. What Oxford lecturer wrote a famous book for children? 2. What was the name of the book? 3. What do undergraduates wear for examinations? 4. Why do some undergraduates prefer to buy a ragged gown? 5. What does a tutor do? 6. How many colleges are there at Oxford? 7. Which is the best known society? 8. What is the job of a proctor? 9. Why does he have two bulldogs with him? 10. What does John wish to do when he goes down from Oxford? Exercise 3. What is the difference between the words or phrases in each of the following pairs? Use each in sentences of your own. 1. An Oxford College, Oxford University. 2. A guest, a host. 3. A quadrangle, a triangle. 4. A bookcase, a bookshelf. 5. A chair, an armchair. 6. Statesman, statement. 7. He smiled at John, he laughed at John. 8. A tie, a bow tie. 9. A chapel, a church. 10. He fined the student, he found the student. 11. John admitted, John permitted. 12. A portrait, a picture. 13. A picture of Oxford, a photograph of Oxford. 14. A box, boxing. 15. Owning, owing. Exercise 4. Give questions to which the following statements might be the answer. The question should be concerned with the words in italics. 1. John, Mr. Priestley's son, invited Olaf to Oxford. 2. He met Olaf at the station. 3. He has a study, a bedroom, and a kitchen. 4. They are not like the caps that our students wear at UPS. 5. They wore these old gowns so that people would think they had been at Oxford for years. 6. We went through the quad to the dining hall. 7. He saw Wolsey's hat and chair at Christ Church. 8. The college was not finished by Wolsey because he fell from power. 9. Wolsey, Penn, Ruskin, and Gladstone were some of the great men who have been members of the college. 10. There are 26 other colleges. 11. Lewis Carroll wrote Alice in Wonderland. 12. He wrote children's books and books on mathematics. 13. She gave orders that the next book by Lewis Carroll should be sent to her. 14. The tutorial system is one of the things in which Oxford and Cambridge differ from other English universities. 15. You go to your tutor every week. 16. The tutor discusses your work. 17. Magdalen has a high reputation for its rowing men. 18. The bulldogs are to catch the student if he tries to run away. 19. I should like to start a school for teaching English. 20. I should like to start a school for teaching English in Oxford. Exercise 5. The following is half a conversation between two undergraduates. Gordon has just entered his friend's rooms. Can you put in what John's replies might have been? Gordon: Hello, John, I just came round to see if you were making coffee. John: Gordon: Oh, thanks. John: Gordon: Yes, 2 lumps. Oh, I see you're in the middle of an essay. John: Gordon, you won't get much sleep tonight then. 9 o'clock is early for a tutorial. John: Gordon, mine's at 12 o'clock on Thursdays. John: Gordon: Yes, though my tutor does talk rather a lot. It makes me late for lunch. John: Gordon, you're right. I'm not often late when there's anything to eat or drink. Exercise 6. Put the adjectives and adverbs in brackets into the comparative or the superlative, e.g. This hall is small, then the hall of Christ Church smaller. 1. This exercise is easy, then the last. 2. I think Christ Church is magnificent, then St. John's. 3. However, the gardens of St. John's are beautiful, of all. 4. The students hope that the gowns look old, then they are. 5. I think Hob is the lazy of the students. 6. Tom ran fast, Dick ran fast, but Harry ran fast. 7. John's room looks comfortable, then Gordon's. 8. Lewis Carroll's writing for children was good, then his teaching of maths. 9. Frida is lovely, then I thought. 10. The Union is Oxford's famous society. 11. Many of the men at Queen's College come from the north. 12. That is the bad film I have ever seen. 13. A bus is slow, then a train. 14. A young man sometimes wishes he were old, than he is. 15. A young woman sometimes would like to be young, than she is. Composition exercises. 1. Describe John Priestley's rooms. 2. The undergraduate that Olaf passed looked rather worried. He was about to take an examination. Can you describe in 3 or 4 sentences your feelings before an examination? Dear friends, thank you for watching our channel and learning English with us. Subscribe. And we wish you great luck in achieving your goals.